Hi there, it's me, Alan, again with episode number 140 of 1,000 Evidences for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This one answers the question as to whether the Book of Mormon contains the fullness of the gospel, which claim is made in Doctrine and Covenants, section 20, verse 9. However, many critics question this claim. They say that since the Book of Mormon professes to contain the fullness of the gospel, it should contain information about all the LDS doctrines and teachings. To be fair, they should allow the Book of Mormon to define its own terms. It uses the word fullness to mean the basic essence of what is being taught, and not all of the details. For example, Nephi mentioned the fullness of his intent in preserving the history of his people. That's in 1 Nephi chapter 6, verse 4. Furthermore, the Book of Mormon defines the gospel as the message that I, Jesus, came into the world to do the will of my Father, and my Father sent me that I might be lifted up upon the cross, that I might draw all men to me. That's the gospel. As spoken of in 3 Nephi chapter 27, verses 13 through 14, and verses 20 and 21. See also Doctrine and Covenants, section 33, verses 11 through 13, and section 39, verse 6. Therefore, the Book of Mormon should not be expected to contain extensive descriptions and details of all doctrines of the gospel, and certainly not the mysteries of the gospel. However, it does contain much more than the critics may realize. For example, it teaches a non-Trinitarian concept of the Godhead. Some say that it's totally Trinitarian. No, non-LDS Christians claim that the Book of Mormon, since it was one of the earliest publications of the church, merely reflects the mainstream Christian concept of the Trinity. They say since Christ is really God in the flesh, there is no reference to God and Christ in the Bible or the Book of Mormon, only reference to the Father and the Son. However, both books contain references to God and Christ in the same verse, such as Jacob chapter 4, verse 5, which speaks of Abraham's offering of his son Isaac as a similitude of God and his only begotten Son. There we have the two separate. Another doctrine is the Book of Mormon teaches that we can become like God in such verses as Alma chapter 5, verse 19, where it speaks of having the image of God engraven in our countenance. Alma in chapter 12, 31 says that men can become as God by knowing good from evil. See also 3 Nephi chapter 9, verse 17, and many other scriptures. The Melchizedek priesthood is mentioned also in the Book of Mormon. Some critics say it's not. The Book of Mormon touches on the practice of ordaining men to be high priests in the high and holy priesthood after the order of the Son of God. It does so in Alma chapter 4, verse 20, chapter 5, verse 3, etc. Many others. Verse 14 of Alma chapter 13 clarifies that this priesthood was the same order of priesthood which Melchizedek held. And there's other references that we could quote. What about pre-earthly existence? Critics say it's not in the Book of Mormon. It is. In Alma touches on the doctrine of our premortal existence in Alma chapter 13, verses 3 and 5 and 7. You can also read about this in Alma chapter 40, verse 11, and Helaman chapter 14, verse 17. Related to this is the Book of Mormon teaching of the doctrine of foreordination. This is taught in Alma chapter 13, verses 3, 5, and 7. What about our Heavenly Mother? closely related to the concept of eternal marriage. And this is the obvious corollary of a mother in heaven. Jews who read the Book of Mormon conclude that it contains teachings of the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah describes the order and the complementary balance in the opposition of all things. It begins with the opposition, the opposite attributes of justice and mercy of God. This is a recurring theme in the Book of Mormon. See, for example, 2 Nephi chapter 2, verse 12, Alma chapter 42, verse 25. The Jewish Kabbalists say that this justice is the masculine side of God, while mercy is the feminine counterpart. Also, Nephi's wording in Nephi chapter 11, verse 18, mentions Mary as being the mother of the Son of God after the manner of the flesh. That presupposes the existence of a mother of the Son of God after the manner of the Spirit. We could go on, but suffice it to say that the Book of Mormon does indeed contain the fullness of the gospel. There is much more to come, and remember, call on the God of light. Don't fall for the demons of darkness.